Hi, and welcome to 3 Things in 3 Minutes. I'm Nersi. Today we are looking at Lost Ruins of Arnak from Czech Games Edition. It plays 1 to 4 players and plays in 30 minutes per player. What it's about, Lost Ruins of Arnak is a hybrid deck building and worker placement game. Now players are archaeologists exploring the mysterious island of Arnak, seeking its lost temple while exploring the island itself. Now each round you will spend movement on your cards to place a worker at a dig site to gather resources, use workers to explore new dig sites to create new action spaces, spend resources fighting guardian monsters or moving up the temple research track, playing cards from your hand for actions, or buying new cards to put into your deck. Now nearly all of these actions will get you points, and at the end of the game, the player with the most points wins. What I like, Lost Ruins of Arnak manages to highlight both worker placement and deck building in a way that highlights both of those without one of them dominating. Now you'll usually need to play cards in order to determine where your worker can go, but the cards also have actions themselves, which is important because the 2 workers, they only account for a small portion of your turn. Now because the cards, the worker actions, and the research all give you rewards, much of the fun of the game comes from chaining these combinations together and using the combined mechanics. And unlike many deck builders, your deck stays relatively small, with your discarded cards always getting shuffled under your draw deck at the end of each round, which means that you can see the cards that you buy pretty quickly. And that's a welcome change. Now the game also enjoys a highly variable setup with 2 slightly different versions of the board and a mix of new dig sites which function as the action spaces that varies from game to game and plays into the theme of exploring an unknown island. And the game features some fantastic artwork primarily on the board, the tiles, and the guardians, which beautifully capture the island setting. Now, points to consider. This is one of those worker placement games that challenges you to make some hard decisions because you won't be able to come even close to being able to do everything you want, particularly with only 2 workers over 5 rounds, even though you can reclaim some of your workers and the card actions will help stretch that out a bit. The game also has a lot of options for points, but it does require that you pay attention to the research track for fear of missing out on some important points and rewards, which makes it a little bit less open than it looks at a first glance. And while the exploration theme of the game works well in bringing out the new sites, the Guardians themselves are rather underwhelming for how imposing they look because they just penalize you by adding a negative fear card to your deck. So, in summary, it's a great hybrid of worker placement and deck building with some tough decisions that allow you to chain some bonuses together to take advantage of some relatively few actions in the game. The game has a variable setup that fits the exploration theme well, although the different paths to points are not quite as free as they appear, and it features some wonderful immersive artwork even if the Guardians look more imposing than they really are. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks!